technical difficulties this morning. You know, when you're at home in your own house, we know how we have things set up. So when you're somewhere else, you're trying to figure it out. And listen, by the time I get ready to go home, I'll have it figured out. But anyway, the blessing is we are here. Thank you for joining me for Get the Goods right here. And please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't ordered my book, Single Ladies Get the Goods, Not the Garbage, or both of them, Finding the Queen in You, you can order it on my website. I am CherylHarris.com or on Amazon. What do I want to talk about today? I'm not picking on anybody. I just want you to understand who you are, whose you are, and the power that you possess. I'm seeing too many posts about people worrying who are believers, anxiety. You talking about strongholds in your life. You're struggling with depression. Listen, those are very real things. Well, Minister Harris, you don't understand because look at you. I'm so sure you never dealt with that. Wrong. I have dealt with it. That's why I'm saying you have to put your focus in the right place on God, who can do anything but fail. He can do exceedingly abundantly above all we ask, think, or imagine. And instead of speaking things out of our mouth, now I'm not talking about you're sick, you're really sick, you got the flu, or you're something is going on. Okay, you're dealing with something that is a cold or flu because perhaps you were around the wrong people in the wrong place or touched something. That's real. You don't have to lie and say, I'm not sick, and you got a fever, you cough. No, but you can speak. I am healed in Jesus' name, and you do the necessary things. Excuse me, if you have to go to the doctor, please go to the doctor. There's a difference between faith and foolishness. God has given the doctors, listen, is not the Lord called the great physician? So even he is not against physicians. Of course, you do need to go to reputable physicians. Physicians who are compassionate and understanding, and of all, knowledgeable, because some of these folk, my Lord, I have no clue where and how they got licensed. But back to what I'm saying is that he has given us power over all forces of the enemy. He said, um, I have come that you might have life and life more abundantly. Well, if you're worrying, how can you have life more abundantly? Well, Minister Harris, you don't understand my financial situation. Oh, let me tell you. I was a welfare mother, a single parent, and I had no family support, no friends at that time who were supporting me with what was going on in a very dark time in my life. But it was God Himself who encouraged me. I was very desperate and depressed. And matter of fact, suicidal thoughts were the things the enemy was giving to me, trying to make me give up on life. He said, "You worthless, you're worth more dead than alive." But how many know if you kill yourself, guess what? Your family doesn't get anything. Two, you have missed your purpose on earth. That's why the enemy wants to make you feel like you will never get over the depression. You will never get over the anxiety. You will never get over being a worrywart. Listen, I worried when there was nothing to worry about because I felt like I should be worrying about something. Why were things going so well? I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. This just can't be real. But listen, when you pray, you must believe that God is who He says He is. Listen, the earth was formless and void. There was no light, it was just darkness. But all he did was say, let there be. And it was. He spoke the stars into existence, the sun, the moon. He created everything. So, what problem do you have that is too hard for our God? None. But when we look at the problem and the situation and we make it bigger than our God, God is on your side. If God be for you, who can be against you? What can be against you? But we are our own worst enemy. We can declare and decree a thing because we belong to Him. We are believers. He is our Father. He's the one that breathed life into us. He breathed life into man one time, and it has continued. So you're saying that you can't speak the right things, begin to speak the positive. I am healed. I am set free. Whom the Son sets free is free indeed. You can be delivered. Now, guess what? Maybe you're dealing with something from the past, unforgiveness, hurts, trauma, things that have happened. Sometimes we need to go speak to a therapist, a mental health counselor. No, that does not mean we are crazy. Sometimes we just need to talk it out to somebody who can help us see what we're missing. When we lost our son, I had been other people's help to help them through. But this was so difficult. I needed help coping with what was going on. Now, one thing, you need Christ in your life. You need Him before you need anybody else. He said we should love Him with all our heart, our mind, our soul, with our very being, every part of me. I love God because He saved my life when I wanted to give up. He himself, because I didn't have friends coming to see me, I didn't have family who was encouraging and supporting me. If anything, they were saying such negative things that it was enough to push me over the edge. But the Lord Himself began to show me and say things to me about what He had planned for my life. And the enemy tries to make you feel like you will never ever get up out of this. Trust me, look at me. I'm telling you, God is the reason I'm still here. Then you have to know that when you ask anything, He said, if we ask anything in His name, I will do it. But you have to ask for those things that are in the will of God according to His word. No, we don't want Him to kill people. Sometimes they get on your nerve, but no, that is not. What you have to do is forgive them for what they did because that frees you. It's not for them, that's for you. So that you won't be imprisoned any longer by what they've said, what they've done, how they treated you. You need to be free and forgive and let go. That's for you. It is such a bondage that we really don't understand the weight that unforgiveness is and what it does. It blocks your blessings. If you don't forgive someone, God can't forgive you. He forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. So listen, we have to forgive in order to be forgiven, right? So listen, you can overcome. We are the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. We're lenders, not borrowers. We're blessed coming in and going out. You have to speak positively to yourself. Get the word and read the word. Find scriptures that apply to you. I guarantee you, every single thing is in the Bible. The word says there's nothing new under the sun. Everything we're dealing with, trust me, it's in the Word. You think drugs and alcohol aren't in the Bible? You haven't read the book. Drama, rape, incest, marriages being dissolved. Oh, it's in the Word. Everything we are dealing with, but I'm telling you, there it's increasingly becoming more evil because less people believe in God. They want to deny His existence. You denying His existence doesn't do anything because He is who He is. He was, He is, and is to come. And so, listen, we need Jesus. So instead of focusing in on your anxiety, your depression, whatever you're worrying, stop worrying. If you're going to pray, don't worry. If you're going to worry, why pray? You canceled out your prayer. You must have faith. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Excuse me. So listen, I'm telling you, I worried. But until I heard the man of God, Bishop C.D. Kinsey, he was preaching a word and he said, what does worry do? Worry causes headaches, it causes ulcers, high blood pressure, heart condition, all sorts of things because it's negativity in the body. But what will prayer do? He said, cast all, not some, all of your cares on Him. So cast your cares on Him. Listen, I have cast my cares on Him, sometimes about my children that I'm praying for, or grandkids, or friends, and different things. And we pick it back up. And then we start worrying about that thing again. Well, guess what? Go back, cast it on Him again, and keep doing it until you let it go. You have to believe that there's nothing impossible with God. I'm telling you, my situation looked impossible. But I can tell you from personal experience that what He did for me, He'll do it for you. He's no respecter of person. Of course, I do feel I am His favorite. And I'll let you be a favorite too because He's just that big and He loves us just like that. But listen, He is able to handle any situation, but you got to let Him handle it. Let Him be God because see, we want to tell Him how to do and how to solve the problem. We want to be His apprentice. He don't need your help. Let Him help you. Let Him set you free. Again, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. And if you need to see a medical doctor, that doesn't mean that you have no faith at all. But when you get the doctor's report, get with some real believers, not these people that are religious. No, people who you know have a relationship with the Lord. Now, here's what I have a problem with is people want to call me or somebody like me who they know can get a prayer through, but you didn't talk to God yourself. I remember I was calling everybody. Oh, pray for me, pray for me. The Lord said, when are you going to talk to me? See, because nobody can really tell Him what the problem is and how you feel except you. You know all the details. So, we're not going to tell everybody everything that's going on. So, you got to talk to God yourself. He wants to hear from you, but when you go to Him, you have to believe that He is who He says He is and He can do what He says He can do. So listen, if you're a believer, you ought to be believing God, believing His promises, believing His word, believing His power. He is all knowing, all seeing, all powerful, all wise, a answering God. He's a covenant keeper. He keeps his promises. He's not like man. He might tell the truth today, he might not tell the truth, or he might have told the truth, but something happened that they could not keep their word. But God keeps his word, and he's always on time. Okay, so all the worry wards, those with anxiety, depression, whatever the situation is, give it to God. Cast it to him and leave it there. Okay? And you can continue to come to him. Listen, he's not like people. He gets tired of us coming again and again. No, he wants to hear from you. All right? So the first thing is accept Jesus Christ as Lord, and then remember that he can do anything but fail. Dear Heavenly Father, we just pray for those that are watching now and even those that will see this later, that you will give them a word of encouragement that they can latch on to, that they can hold on to, that will encourage and increase their faith to know that if you did it for me, you will do it for them. No matter how difficult it looks, there is nothing too hard for God. And he is God enough all by himself, so he doesn't need your help. Let God be God in your life. Have a great day and a blessed day. Bye bye.